On trailer, Brad Pitt in Babylon. Cool. We're going to talk about that on today's movie news. Today's movie news trending headlines here on Mirror Domains. This is Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, where we're going to be talking about the Emmy Awards that all got announced yesterday, I think it was. Spielberg says that he's not going to retire. Some UK cinemas are set to close. We got some Halloween Ends, new images. But we start off today by talking about some of the big trailers that dropped. It's a trailer type of day, guys. And we're going to be talking about Babylon. The new Damien Chazelle movie starring Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie. Hey, it's also going to be a Margot Robbie type of day. What is this movie, Babylon? It's expected January 6th, but it's going to be released in limited theaters in December, to make sure it's for awards consideration, right? Set in Hollywood during the transition from silent films to talkies, focusing on a mixture of historical and fictional characters. Damien Chazelle directs, also has Olivia Wilde in it. Ooh, let's take a look at the cast. Olivia Wilde, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Samara Weaving. That's cool. Tobey Maguire, Catherine Waterston, Gene Smart. Wow, big cast. Eric Roberts, Lucas Haas. Flea joins us. Spike Jonze. Cool, man. So the trailer dropped, and let's talk about it, because when I took a look at it, I was expecting it to be very much about that that transition of like talkies to like silent films to talkies. But when you start to watch some of this, there's Margot Robbie, and it looks like she's going to be a substance abuse type of person that's all about the hype and the glitz. And okay, well, we know that she can go to those extremes. Margot Robbie, definitely a good actress. I like her. Hey, come on, she's awesome as Harley Quinn, and she's going to be in Amsterdam, that we'll talk about in a few moments. She's going to be in the Barbie movie. Wow. So anyway, as we watch some of this trailer, you kind of get, what does this have to do with silent films? It looks very much, like I said in the pre-show, that it looks very much like a Baz Luhrmann film, like throwbacks to Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet mixed with a little bit of the Great Gatsby kind of thing. We do see some film stuff going on in the background with Brad Pitt, because we heard that Brad Pitt's supposed to be kind of like the character, like the Clark Gable type actor. So it's got that fictional stuff going on, but it's also supposed to have like some historical people mixed into it. Very Tarantino-ish. Yeah. So if you get that vibe from like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it almost seems like this is kind of like the unofficial, not sequel, but something that also takes place in that type of universe. So it looks like it's well shot, it's well directed, but it's not quite the story that I thought we were signing up for. Like Brad Pitt here is playing like it's the party people of Hollywood. There you go. Party people and that party culture. And, he's just having some shenanigans. We do see that for some reason they're interlacing the film productions into it. I guess that's just some big kind of war epic they're filming there. But it looks like it's going to be more about the party people and all that kind of atmosphere around Hollywood and filmmaking at that time. But for the most part, guys, okay, so this was kind of funny. This was probably the best part of the trailer for me.
I'm not alone.
Hold on, I gotta put on my headset for this, because it is kind of funny. Brad Pitt looks like he's delivering another solid performance here, so let's take a look at what he says here.
I'm not alone.
Yeah, then he starts dancing kind of like Pennywise. What is he talking about here? He's talking about making films or something.
Eureka! I'm not alone.
So this is what I'm expecting. That's kind of what I'm expecting from the tone of this movie, Babylon. That kind of whimsy to it. He falls over, and when you look at that, it looks like he really did it. Like you know that he was supposed to slip, but it looks like his foot actually does. Okay, and then it cuts back to this big war scene, I guess, that they're filming. Yeah, so it's not necessarily like the focal point of them switching over. Oh, was that Eric Roberts? Was that Eric Roberts? Yeah, that's Eric Roberts. Cool. Yeah. Come on. We don't get enough of Eric Roberts. It's cool to see him back. Then it's kind of like a montage of stuff. Margot Robbie saying that she's in trouble for maybe stealing money or having drugs or, that kind of thing. And it looks like she's going to a different level, which is cool. But you see what I mean by like the Baz Luhrmann kind of stuff with like these parties, the over the top kind of like there's an elephant in there. The color palette, definitely. Alligator. But yeah, Babylon, guys. The Babylon trailer has dropped. One thing that you need to know about this is, okay, so they've got the normal one that'll be out on like your normal trailer sites that just put out the trailers. It'll be like that as well. But Paramount also put out an uncut version. So if you go over to the Paramount site, it's a little bit of a different cut, and I can't show it here because they actually do show some nudity. Female nudity, not male nudity. Sorry, guys, or girls, or hey, you know what? Hey, it shows nudity. So it's kind of like, and it shows a lot more swears. So it shows a little bit more of an extended cut of like Tobey Maguire saying "what the" and "what the." In the normal trailer, but he actually says it in the uncut version. So there's two versions of the Babylon trailer. Yeah, the uncensored. Diego Calva. Was he in the IMDb? Diego Calva? Was he? Because it looks like he gets top billing there in the... there's the picture of Tobey Maguire. Diego Calva. And we didn't see Olivia Wilde, did we? Diego Calva. Oh, there he is, right at the bottom. But it looks like maybe he's going to be one of the main characters. Let's take a look at some of the comments here. See what people are saying about this. Margot Robbie is freaking everywhere. I love her so much. You already know Margot kills every role she's in. Yeah, maybe I should have led off the title with Margot Robbie. Maybe that would have gotten people. Maybe I'll add it as a tag later on. Margot is one of my favorite actresses. You can already tell this is going to be good. I hope Margot will take an Oscar. She's just fabulous. Yeah, eventually, Oscars are in the works for her eventually, and she'll win one. Her career's bright, and she's got many years to get there. Tobey Maguire, so people want to see Tobey Maguire too. And yeah, we've seen him in there. And he plays like another, I think he's playing like a horror icon. I think he's playing like a version of like Lon Chaney or something. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But it looks... What do you guys think about this trailer? Let me know in the comments because I want to know what you guys think. Over on the Paramount Pictures site. Let's take a look at this. Not what I was expecting when I first heard about this movie. It looks even better than I thought. So yeah, it's not what people were thinking when you read the synopsis, right? Hourglass Vikings in the live chat says this is before the golden age of cinema, but it has a warm palette and a great feel to it. Yeah, it's got that whimsy to it. So I'll be looking forward to this. This film looks crazy. Been dying to watch this since it was announced. Like The Wolf of Wall Street meets Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Can't wait. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a flair of Wolf of Wall Street there because of the drugs and the party culture and stuff like that. So, Babylon, guys, expected January 6th for the masses. Limited release in December. It's one of those movies where they just kind of like casually put it out in December so it can be considered for the awards season like the Oscars and stuff like that. So, Babylon, Damien Chazelle, It's got the big cast. It's got that right mix that could be up for awards consideration. But it's one of those things where it's kind of like, let's see how it fares first. Don't put the cart ahead of the horse, right? Hourglass Vikings. I'm surprised Leonardo DiCaprio isn't in it. It's almost a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood reunion. Oh yeah, because Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie are in it. Yeah, it is. I'm surprised that maybe they did try to have him in there. That would be interesting. All right, guys, if you don't know, this is a movie news show daily, 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, and you can follow us on all the social media handles right there. On Instagram, we do the pre-show about 10 minutes before the show starts. I'll just get on, get warmed up, get everything ready to go, and you get to talk with me and interact with me there. And we do the post-show on Facebook Live, which may be moving to Twitch because for some reason I play my guitar on the post show and it got muted in a bunch of countries because I didn't play any cover songs. I just played normal songs, and for some reason the Facebook algorithm, it betrayed me. It slapped my wrists and I was kind of like, I didn't do anything wrong. But anyway, let's move on. Enough of my boring stories here. Let's talk about Amsterdam, because Amsterdam is just around the corner here. Christian Bale, Margot Robbie's going to be in this. John David Washington, and Taylor Swift, which is what I'm looking forward to. Actually, it's got a huge cast. It's got Margot Robbie's one of my favorite actresses right now, but it also has Anya Taylor-Joy. And this film, the synopsis for it, let's go over to the IMDb here quickly. The October 7th is when it comes out. And it's set in the 30s, so it's another period piece. Oh, we're getting movies around the 30s because Babylon's around that time too, because that's when they made the switch. Set in the 30s, it follows three friends who witnessed a murder, become suspects themselves, and uncover one of the most outrageous plots in American history. Okay, Amsterdam. You can't go. Christian Bale is always brings it. Even in Thor, Love and Thunder, he was probably the best part. But Anya Taylor-Joy, that's cool. Zoe Saldana, Robert De Niro, big cast. Timothy Olyphant, Michael Shannon, Rami Malek, Mike Myers. Cool. Taylor Swift. I like it when Mike Myers takes on serious roles, and just even if it's still like a small part. Like he was in Inglourious Bastards, right? Like things like that. That's always cool to see. And of course, my go-to is Taylor Swift. That's what I wanted to see. So we got some. And Chris Rock. There we go. But we got some posters, Amsterdam posters to look at, and they're just character posters. So we'll pull those up right there. Christian Bale looks like he's doing something here with. I don't know if it's the hair but his character wise. Looks like he's going to deliver us something special. Margot Robbie. Okay. So we see the color palette that they're going for here. The aesthetic. I dig it. John David Washington. Robert De Niro. That's cool. Rami Malek. Anya Taylor-Joy. Wow, that red really pops, doesn't it? That pops. And she's going to be Furiosa. I can't wait for that one. Yeah, that's good. And there she is, the goddess herself, Taylor Swift. I like the green outfit. She always looks stunning, no matter what she wears. And guys, if you don't know, I am a Taylor Swift fan. So cool. I dig it. Only in theaters October 7th. Good character poster. She always takes a good picture, even if it's brushed up and stuff like that. She always looks fantastic. Zoe Saldana, cool. She's Gamora. Oh, Michael Shannon, Zod himself. Yes, Michael Shannon's always great. And there's Mike Myers, so he's going to be playing a little bit of a character piece here too. That's cool. He's Austin Powers, guys. He's Dr. Evil. You know who he is, right? And Alessandro Nivola. Oh, yeah, he was the guy in Jurassic Park 3, right? He was one of the guys there. This could look like a cast of a Cluedo game. Yeah. I think that's maybe what they're going for here. Matthias Schoenaerts. Okay. And is that it? Nope, there's Chris Rock's. So you got a whole bunch of characters. Oh, and Andrea Riseborough. Timothy Oliphant. Well, he looks different there. He's going for something different. That's cool. I think that's it. That's got to be it, right? So there are the character posters for Amsterdam, October 7th. So that's the day that the Hellraiser reboot drops on Hulu. It's going to be a good day for movies. I think something else big drops that day too. I can't remember right now off the top of my hand, but the highlight for me is the Taylor Swift poster. I think I'll have to save that one for my archives. Yes. All right. What do you guys think? Amsterdam. Is it something that you're looking forward to? We've seen the trailers for it. It does look like it has that quirkiness to it as well. Kind of like the Babylon trailer, that kind of humor of like him falling off the railing and stuff like that, which looked hilarious. I think that looked great. Amsterdam. Yeah, this is definitely starting to feel like we're getting into award season now, right? All the films are coming out because of the Venice Film Festival. TIFF has been going on. So it's kind of like, yeah, these things are getting recognition for things. Okay, let's move on. The School of Good and Evil, a Netflix film. Trailer dropped today as well. Hey, it's a day for trailers. We got a Fletch trailer coming up too with John Hamm. Fletch. Chevy Chase played Fletch, but now John Hamm plays Fletch. But let's talk about this School for Good and Evil trailer, October 19th. Best friends Sophie and Agatha find themselves on opposing sides of an epic battle when they're swept away into an enchanted school where aspiring heroes and villains are trained to protect the balance between good and evil, directed by Paul Feig. He did like Bridesmaids and stuff like that, so that's what we're getting in for. What was it? Good, the Simple Favor. He did that as well, and he did that Ghostbusters reboot that didn't do so well. Not Ghostbusters Afterlife. Anyway, we don't talk about that one. It's got Charlize Theron and Cate Blanchett as the narrator. Ben Kingsley is in this. Cool. Michelle Yeoh. Can't get bigger than that name right now. She just got an award there at TIFF. She was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. People are digging what she's doing. Lawrence Fishburne is in this. Kerry Washington. I don't see the young cast here. Okay, there's Agatha. Sophia Wiley. Who is the other girl? Sophie, right? Sophie there. Sophia and Caruso. That's not, that's no relation to David Caruso, obviously, right? Who is this girl? And yes, Sophia Ann Caruso. Let's take a look at her. Steve Caruso. Okay, so it's not the guy from CSI Miami. But anyway, let's take a look at this trailer for the School for Good and Evil. All right, on Netflix. When you first take a look at this trailer, it's hard not to make the comparison to Hogwarts and Harry Potter, because there's a castle where there's a school, and well, it looks like Charlize is going to be either the headmaster, people that who runs the school, and basically, and actually, it's a fairly good trailer, establishing as to what it's going to be about. Yeah, so they get carried away by a big bird. Is it dead bird? What's going on here? They get carried to the school. They get summoned, very much like Harry Potter did. It's kind of hard to say. It doesn't look like it, but it does kind of have a different feel to it when we actually learn that in this school you got a part for the good, like the heroes of the stories of these fairy tales. Like we hear that was it Cinderella and Snow White, because you see the apple there. But then they also train like the villains of these fairy tales, all in the same school. And that's kind of okay. That's an interesting premise. It does very much look like it's taking some there's Cinderella. Okay, so yeah, we're trying to tell the Snow White and Cinderella stuff. Very Hogwarts, very, very, very much wizardy kind of, but that's okay. That's okay with me. It's more or less about these two girls and their friendship. And by the sounds of it, it's going to be, one is going to be going to the school of good and become the good person, and then the one friend is going to become the villain. Yeah, Harry Potter all the way. How could you not say that it isn't? I just okay. I'll stop with that. Let's talk about this trailer. The casting, I like. The cast looks like they're really jumping and going in full tilt with it, which is good. And the two girls. Maybe there will be a little bit of a romance here and there, but it's apparently based off a series of books. So if this does well, I'm expecting that it will continue on. Wiley, right? Wiley is her name? She's going to be the good one, I think. And cool. And then I think the blonde there, the Caruso there, she's going to become the evil one. So it's going to be kind of like, it's very kind of simple. But I like the costumes. The costumes look great. She's going to become evil, I think. So it's going to be like that. Friends start off friends, and then they become at odds with each other. There's Kerry Washington, right? Okay. Bridgerton meets Hogwarts, says Art Glass Vikings. Yeah, maybe. With that teen angle. What the heck was that? What the heck was that? Hold on. How do you do that? If I had long hair, I'd go, oh. What the? Sorry. That looked a little bit, I don't know what the heck they were doing there. Will be broken.
Dangerous evil is here. We have to protect.
Yeah. Dangerous evil is here. We have to protect Sophie. So Sophie turns to the dark side in the school of good and evil, and looks like they'll have some kind of a showdown. Of course, because if it's a series of books, it'll probably not end in this story, but it will continue on. But the fact that it taps into some of the mythos of some of the fairy tales that we know, like with Cinderella and Jack and the Beanstalk, I heard in here apparently is. So it's kind of like, okay, I'll keep my eye open for this on Netflix. October 19th. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Maybe see what people are thinking here. Absolutely thrilling to see a story I've loved so many years be brought to life in front of my eyes. It's so excited to see what's like I pictured and what's different. Can't wait to finally see the school and all it holds in October. Okay. So it sounds like somebody who's a fan of the books approves. School of Good and Evil is technically a book series that I have retained fondness for all these years, so it's been out for a while. Sophie Ann Caruso and Sophia Wiley can do justice to the characters, Sophie and Agatha respectively. Their words may be separate, but they do not stray too far from each other. Okay, so this is a long-winded one. You feeling a little bit verbose there, Sophia Isabel? Oh my God, just wow. I love the reading of these books ever since they first came out. And now that it is becoming a movie, it's just insane. I'm so excited and literally can't wait to watch this. Okay, so people are digging it. Everything from the actors to the visual effects is amazing. And that is getting me really hyped. I can't wait for it, Daisy says. Okay. Yeah, so, oh my God, this looks amazing. So people are digging it. So people are not making the Harry Potter references that I did, but maybe that's just because I'm a little bit naive when it comes to the source material. That's okay. Give me a chance, guys. Give me a chance. I said I like the trailer, and I like the cast. I like the very simple setup, and I dig the fact that it's going to be on Netflix October 19th. We may we may have to do a full live watch along for that here on the channel. For The School of Good and Evil, what do you guys think about that trailer? Did you watch it? Did you like the feel of it? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Talking about full live watch-alongs for things, guys, that's what you're going to find here on Mirror Domains. We do full live watch-alongs for things like She-Hulk, the series. We're up to episode 4. This week, episode 5 drops on Thursday, 1:30 p.m. We'll be watching She-Hulk, episode 5. On Mondays, we do House of the Dragon, episode 4. Ooh, what a tantalizing episode that was. Very controversial. We'll talk about that one later on, too. And Fridays, we do the Rings of Power. I know the reception to this one has been very mixed. I'm hoping that by episode 4, they give us some cohesiveness, and you can join us 1:30 p.m. for that. And of course, on the weekends, on Saturday, we do the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the big movie horror headlines that dropped. And yeah, that's cool. That's a cool show. And of course, we do the movie news live daily, and we talk about all the big movie news headlines that dropped for the day, and you'll find something that you like here on this channel. We do full live watch-alongs for like movies as well, for like Prey, and we'll be doing one for School of Good and Evil. We did one for X, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, King Kong, Peter Jackson's version, and the older version too. That's getting a lot of it's slowly climbing in the views. I'm digging what people are saying about those reactions, so it's cool, man. You're gonna find something that you like here. All right, let's get back into the movie news, because that's where I want to talk about. We got to go back to the D23 Fallout here, guys. Marvel. Apparently, a lot of people, like, out of the Star Wars and the Marvel panel, I think most people were disappointed with the Marvel panel. So we're going to address this a little bit again today. I know, I know, it's Tuesday, it was on the weekend, get over yourselves, get over myself, whatever. But apparently, Hollywood Reporter was going to be talking about it, so it's on the big trades. Marvel disappointed the rumor mill at D23. False scoopers gave fans false hope. Did they? Did they? Well, there were the false scoop. Well, I don't know. We don't know if it's false, but the rumors were that Henry Cavill was going to be playing Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four movie. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know, because it sounds like he may be returning as Superman for the next 10-year slate that the DCEU is lining up. So he may be busy for a while. Plus, he's got the Highlander reboot coming. And that's the one that I'm really looking forward to. And then, of course, you got Jodie Comer there was going to be announced as the Invisible Woman. But, yeah, it let people down. The Marvel slate. We got the Thunderbolts. We got Captain America 4 announced. We got the Secret Invasion trailer that got blocked by Disney from a lot of people's. But my reaction is still up. But I think it's come around. I think people are posting their Secret Invasion trailer. My Secret Invasion trailer, it's up on the channel right now, guys. So go check that out. But apparently, yeah, a lot of people were not satisfied with the Marvel panel. And I'll agree with one statement that I think it was Robert Meyer Burnett that said, it's because episode 4, I think I'll paraphrase what he said or something, that like phase 4 didn't really have like a clear direction. Each movie didn't seem like it was connected to each other. Like, how did Thor 4 connect with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? It really didn't. And all the post-credit scenes were supposed to connect them, but they don't. You got weird things like Harry Styles showing up at the end of Eternals, and it's kind of like, how does that tie in? How does this all work? So people were kind of confused. So I think people were really more or less wanting to have a sense of direction from Marvel. Like, how do we get to the next Avengers movie? Where is this all going? And we didn't get any of that. We just got more or less announcements for things that we sort of already knew. Like the Thunderbolts. And Sam Rockwell has stepped up and said that he would have loved to have been in the Thunderbolts movie. But we got Julia Louis-Dreyfus. We got Ghost from Ant-Man 2. We got David Harbour, Florence Pugh, and Taskmaster from Black Widow. We got Winter Soldier for some reason. I don't understand that. And the guy from the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. I would have swapped this guy out for Abomination. And I definitely would have tried to work in Sam Rockwell. Because we've seen that he's up for coming back as Hammer, right? Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2. And let's take a look at his quote here. He was asked about it in a Discourse podcast. I don't know what that Discourse podcast. He says, yeah, definitely the Thunderbolt. I would be in that. That sounds cool. What villains would be in that? Yeah, that's fun. Hammer is a real Lex Luthor. He is sort of like a Lex Luthor. He's got the resources, right? Do you really think that he went to jail for a long time for Iron Man 2? No, he didn't. But he says Thunderbolt, not Thunderbolts. So he doesn't. It sounds like maybe he doesn't quite know the property, but he's eager to come back. And how could you say no to Sam Rockwell coming back? I think people, if he gets another crack at it, because I liked Iron Man 2, and I would love to see that show. I would. Anyway, what else was at the MC, at the Marvel there? The MCU. Black Panther. I guess that was, out of all the misses, I think a lot of people like the Black Panther stuff, and we got Black Panther 2 explores more Wakanda, teases M'Baku actor. So apparently, yes. Guys, if you don't know the plot synopsis, the trailer didn't really show too much about the plot. I'm sure we're going to get another trailer that will talk about the plot. Apparently, T'Challa goes off on some quest, gets sick, and, well, they're going to write out his character. Black Panther will no longer be about T'Challa, which will anger a lot of people. But apparently, the M'Baku actor, this guy, I don't want to see him as Black Panther. I don't. Anyway, M'Baku is no longer the insular leader. He's learning how to move forward. So he is a very large, wide macro lens as to what's happening. And I think we get to see more of that and see how much that impacts him. What I'm most excited for fans to see is how much more Wakanda there is. So it sounds like they're embracing more of Wakanda as like the set piece, like the nation is going to be much more a part of the film to fill the gaps of T'Challa, right? There's just so much more than the first movie. That's exciting. Okay. And I don't know if they showed, I think they might have shown some footage there and people liked it. So yeah, they did. And by the sounds of it, the mother, Angela Bassett, is going to take over, not the mantle of Black Panther, but she's going to take over like the political ruling of Wakanda, by the sounds of it, to help the next transition for the next Black Panther, whoever that may be. Hopefully it's Lupita Nyong'o. That would be, I want to see that. But it still kind of bums me out that they wrote out the T'Challa character. I'm on the side that they should have just recast. But yeah, out of the MCU stuff, out of the Marvel stuff, Thor 4. Just a small digression here, guys. Thor 4 proves why Taika Waititi was bad for Star Wars. Talking about like the Marvel and the Star Wars panels not doing so well at the D23. Yeah, where was the Taika Waititi Star Wars announcement? Because apparently it's supposed to come out next year, the Taika Waititi Star Wars. And from what I've heard, the script isn't even done yet, so I don't understand how it's going to be filmed and shot and put together by the end of next year. It's going to come out 2024, or it may get scrapped altogether. But we knew that the Star Wars movies were not going to be there at D23 anyway from last week's announcement. But come on, this is something that... What's going on here? And Thor 4, this article just goes into to reiterate that quote that he didn't know that Natalie Portman was in Star Wars movies. He didn't know that. And when you actually go in to read some of the stuff about Thor too, apparently he never read any of the comics for Thor. He read one comic for Thor, and he got the job for Star Wars. Or sorry, he got the job for Star Wars, and he got the job for Thor. He didn't really care about the lore. He doesn't care for legacy characters. He just wanted to bring his whimsy. And I think for Thor 4, he brought a little too much of his whimsy because he wanted to put Natalie Portman in his Star Wars movie. It's just, wow. Speaking on the Empire Film podcast, Waititi said, I did not really do my research. I read one issue of Thor as my research. Not even a graphic novel, one of the thin ones. And by the end of it, I was like, well, we're not doing that. Let's not look at those anymore. So he didn't really, he doesn't know the lore. So, you know what? Then don't give Taika Waititi a Star Wars movie. This is what Kathleen Kennedy suffers from. She brings on these, while Taika Waititi is a talented director behind the camera in the aspect of driving the show, driving the machine of filmmaking. Sometimes his flavor is a little bit too much for some people to handle, like he did in Thor Love and Thunder. If he's not a fan of the franchise and he doesn't care about the lore, then don't. Why are you bringing in these people that don't care about Star Wars? Like, I still hold adamant today that Rian Johnson was not a fan of Star Wars. He didn't care. He said he was because that's what you have to say when you get awarded a big project like Star Wars. But give it to Filoni. Give it to Bryce Dallas Howard. They like Star Wars. Jon Favreau loves Star Wars, and you can trust that they know the source material and the lore. You can trust in them. Give one of them a Star Wars movie. But that's pretty much the follow from the Marvel D23 and the Star Wars panel there. Just a little bit of a clarification for some people. And the Thunderbolts complaint that they all have the same powers. I don't really care about that stuff. Let's just try to move on from it, guys. There's one more thing here. WandaVision Moon Knight Scribe confirmed as Werewolf by Night. Yeah, the Werewolf by Night trailer. My apologies. The Werewolf by Night trailer. I like that trailer. It's black and white, a throwback to like those old classic horror films. But apparently, the writer from WandaVision and Moon Knight wrote a couple of the episode, or wrote some of Werewolf by Night. It's a movie, right? Yeah. So, cool. Peter Cameron. What he said, only swapped directed for co-wrote with Marvel warrior Heather Quinn. Michael Giacchino directed Werewolf by Night. That's right. He's a composer, musical composer. Michael Giacchino directed Werewolf by Night. All right, so you can read that interview up on comicbook.com where he talks about the process and stuff like that. Werewolf by Night definitely does look like it's taking some horror offerings, but like that classic sci-fi-ish, not cheesiness, but very very dated style of horror. Werewolf by Night. When does that come out? Sorry, October 7th. Special. Okay. All right. Scary but fun scary, Kevin Feige says about Werewolf by Night. So I trust the writer from WandaVision and Moon Knight. Moon Knight, the writing was good for Moon Knight. For the dialogue. The overall comprehensive story was a little bit muddled, though. But the dialogue was good for Moon Knight. WandaVision, I think, was still the best thing that the MCU has put on the series stuff. She-Hulk is close behind it, though, for me at least. Favreau and Filoni probably turned the offer of a movie down. I can't believe they wouldn't be considered offered the opportunity. Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't. Kathleen Kennedy just looks. She still seems to look for that hot director and give them the project, and then realize, oh, they don't know anything about this, and then they get fired halfway through, and it's kind of like, she's still doing it. She's still doing it. And as I said, Taika Waititi, he's good at driving the movie making machine, cracking that whip and getting people in. Yeah, so he's good at doing that. Anyway, let's change the tone. We're talking a little bit about the horror stuff, so let's switch to Halloween Ends. The end of the Blumhouse trilogy of Halloween movies is coming out soon. And Halloween Ends is going to have a big time jump that apparently is going to ignore where Michael Myers went. Yeah, because we hear that originally Halloween Ends was supposed to take place right after Halloween Kills. Like right after. It was going to go straight into the next day kind of thing. But then the directors changed it last minute, and you're going to have a 4-year time jump. I don't understand. What? Because Halloween Ends is supposed to be like a coming-of-age story. I don't know how that's going to work. But, because you want to see the showdown between Michael and Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. That's what you want to see, right? So let's take a look at this quote from an interview from Total Film where Green, the director, I think, says, we don't really explain that, the 4-year time jump. It's like, I don't want to see where Jaws goes to sleep at night when I'm watching a shark movie. What? What are you talking about, man? I want to see him when he pops up and he's got an appetite. Where Jaws goes to sleep at night. What the... That's just... He's trying to justify putting in a 4-year time gap, which I don't understand. Because at the end, Haddonfield of Halloween Kills, they were on the hunt for Michael Myers. They were all coming together in that group. Yeah, just 4 years. That's the only thing that gives me pause. And apparently they won't even address it. He'll just be... 4 years will pass. And then he shows up again. Boo! The boogeyman is back. I don't know about that. But some of the new images. There's a new TV spot that we'll take a look at on the Horror Weekly Roundup on Saturday. And we'll probably talk about this story again. 4 years. 4 years and you're not going to know where Michael is. So we got some... These are not spoilerish images for Total Film. Let's pull these up. 8 Weaver says 4 years. Seriously? Yeah. It's kind of like it's a bit of a bizarre thing because what they were setting up in Halloween Kills, it was kind of like the town was ready to deal with Michael. But I like the imagery. That's a new one of Michael. That's cool. And yeah, the showdown is what we're looking forward to. Jamie Lee Curtis, and apparently it's going to be good in this film. Not too spoilerish, because we know they're going to show down. But yeah, and I like the mask. See, now here, look. Or maybe it does look like it's drooping a little bit. I talked about that mask. We saw the mask on Saturday there, where the one eye looked droopy. But do you think the droopy eye would be on the face, on the side that the mask got singed? But for some reason it's straight on that side. I don't get it. But those are some of the new images from the Halloween Ends. Natural coming of age plot should revolve around... Yeah, what should it revolve around? Apparently there's like a daughter. I don't know if it's her daughter or somebody else's daughter. I don't get it. I don't know. Well, we'll take a look at the plot for it on the Horror Weekly Roundup. So there's the cover of Total Film. Halloween Ends. Issue. October issue. They still publish magazines like this? I thought mostly it's all online now. But, okay, well, hey, that one's kind of cool. That one's kind of cool. I dig that. Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends. Yeah. I dig it. At least those images. Those images look cool. Let's take a look. What's this? Is this the log line? By the time you meet Laurie Strode, she has gotten help. Curtis revealed while speaking with Total Film. Help to process the level of violence that has been perpetuated against her and her family. She's done the work. And there's a moment at the beginning of the movie where you actually meet Laurie. I'm not going to say she's an innocent as she was back in when she was 17 years old, but she has a layer of hope about her. The beautiful place to start a really tragic, incredibly violent ending. Okay, David Gordon Green. Yeah. And we saw that story that he's still tweaking the ending. Halloween ends. October is when this comes out, right? Halloween ends. Official release date is October. I want to say. Whoops. Let's just type that in. October 14th. There we go. A Weaver says in the live chat, Laurie's granddaughter, but she will be aged, so to speak, of 4 years. Yeah. But she will be of age, so to speak of in 4 years. What a weird way to describe it. This sounds like a mess. Yeah, it could be. Because you just more or less expected the showdown, and that's it, right? Maybe they're going to use the granddaughter and the coming of age story as a launching off point to continue the series. Like maybe she'll pick up the mantle of being the Haddonfield killer kind of thing. Who knows? We'll have to see. Because apparently, if there is going to be more Halloween, Blumhouse would have to renegotiate the deal because they only got the license for 3 movies. Anyway, let's continue on with the horror movie news here. X. Guys, we did a full movie reaction to X here on the channel, and Pearl comes out just around the corner. Pearl, the prequel to X, comes out September 16th. Pearl, yeah, I'll be looking forward to this one. Mia Goth, because I liked X. We had a lot of fun watching that one. Kid Cudi. I did dig it. Anyway, so apparently this is a prequel to it. You know, there's an old lady in X, and this is all about the old lady, right? As a younger character. So, yeah. September 16th this comes out. I'll be checking it out. It debuted at TIFF, and it got good reviews there. But apparently there's going to be another movie in this, trilogy. Ty West reveals X trilogy finale with MaXXXine. Teaser that follows Pearl. TIFF midnight premiere. Now, apparently this teaser for the 3rd movie in the X series debuted at the end of Pearl. Now, guys, it's really not, it doesn't show that much. It really doesn't. Basically, it shows like what you would expect LA, there at 1985, and then instead of the Hollywood sign, it just pans around there like in a helicopter shot to say MaXXXine. MaXXXine. Okay. So that's the 3rd movie in the X trilogy, and I think that's cool. Yeah. So there's going to be 3 movies in this series. MaXXXine. Okay, so Mia Goth will be back reprising one of the 2 of the roles. It follows MaXXXine after the events of X as a sole survivor who continues her journey towards fame, setting out to make it as an actress in 1980s Los Angeles. Okay, so then that teaser makes sense, right? So they were making a film in Texas, right, in the first one, and now she's gone to Hollywood to continue making movies. Okay, the film hasn't been shot, but is on fast track after being greenlit by A24 because people really liked X, and people, by the sounds of it, like Pearl. A Weaver says in the live chat, I loved X, psyched for Pearl and the follow-up. And yeah, this follow-up, it's got some potential there, right? And X was saucy. It was racy, right? It was about a porno well, I don't know if I can say that word. Hopefully this doesn't get flagged. It's about like an adult film being made, right? And then, of course, they get picked off one by one, and it's kind of a interesting take on it. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to Pearl. And then MaXXXine. So you got X, and then you got the prequel Pearl, and then you got the sequel MaXXXine to X. Interesting trilogy setup there from Ty West. What just jumps out at me here is that he obviously wrote these. He conceived of this as a trilogy when they started X. So he either wrote all of these scripts and had these ready to go, which is cool. Something I need to do is like, I have all these stories. I write stories and scripts. I need to refine them and get them ready to go in the case that I ever make movies, because why not? That's what you should do, right? Ty West had this X trilogy in mind. MaXXXine, guys. Are you looking forward to it? Yeah, A. Weaver says in the live chat, it was great fun. For sure. All right. Art Glass Viking says in the live chat, but it's Blumhouse, so we're good. Yeah, talking about Halloween Ends there. Blumhouse, for the most part, he does make good films. He does concede that some of them are misses, like Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin. He was like, meh, sorry about that one, guys. Sorry. A. Weaver says, I like much more growing up does the granddaughter have to do. Yeah. Well, we'll learn more about Halloween Ends. I'll take a look at a little bit more for the horror weekly roundup on Saturday. I'll pull the IMDb and such. Okay, now this is something that I don't necessarily want to get into, but we'll talk about the Emmys a little bit here. And what was fun was that talking about X, Jenna Ortega was in X, and she's also going to be the new Wednesday. And she had an announcement here from the Emmys, advice. So let's take a look at what she said.
Hello, I'm Wednesday Addams. The faceless suits at Netflix have explained to me you are all competing for a golden statuette. Apparently you believe it will give you validation and fill that lonely void inside of you. Spoiler alert, it won't. So I suggest you do what I do.
Her delivery is...
Embrace the emptiness.
Yeah.
Wrap it around you like a cold, wet blanket. And if you still need a pat on the back, I know a disembodied hand that can help you out.
That was fun. Wednesday. Jenna Ortega. Phenomenal. We're going to be doing full live watch-alongs for X for sure. But let's go in and talk about the Emmys, because I thought it was on Saturday. Or sorry, Sunday. But I guess it was last night. We'll take a look at some of the winners here, and as... Succession is probably one. You know that Ted Lasso probably won. Zendaya, I heard, won like 2 awards or something like that. But that's cool. Zendaya is definitely on my top 10 actresses right now, for sure. She's just awesome. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the winners from the Emmys. Best Drama Series goes to Succession. No surprise there. What's this? Oh, sorry. Best Comedy Series goes to Ted Lasso. Limited Anthology Series, White Lotus. Do I know what White Lotus is about? No, I don't. Lead actor in drama series, Squid Game, Lee Jung-jae. Okay, that's cool. And he's going to be in the Acolyte series from Star Wars, which they never talked about at D23. That was a kind of a debacle. But that's cool. He was the lead actor in Squid Game, the main guy. Writing for a drama series. Writing goes to Succession. Directing of comedy series goes to Ted Lasso. Okay. Lead actress in a comedy series goes to Jean Smart for Hacks. Huh. Hacks. Jean Smart. Jean Smart. We just saw Jean Smart in that. She's going to be in that Babylon with Brad Pitt. Okay. Yeah, Jenna will ironically win an Emmy next year. Jenna Ortega talking about Wednesday. I hope so. That little intro she did, I thought that was fun. Anyway, A. Weaver says Zendaya was so composed in her speech, very admirable. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Thanks for that. I'll take a look. Apparently, one of them started singing. Zendaya, lead actress in drama series. Directing for drama series goes to Squid Game. Oh, Squid Game. Cool. So Succession didn't win that. I thought Succession would just run away with everything, but I guess not. Writing in a comedy series, Abbott Elementary. Never heard of it. As I said, I don't watch TV a lot. If I do watch TV, it's baseball or hockey or football. Lead actor in a comedy series, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. No surprise there. Outstanding writing for a variety special. I don't know what the heck that is. Writing for a limited or anthology series or movie. goes to White Lotus. Need to know more about this White Lotus. Maid was nominated for Netflix. I like Maid. Directing for a limited or anthology series and movie goes to White Lotus. Okay, I need to learn more about White Lotus, obviously. Competition program, Amazing Race, and Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls. Lizzo. Yeah, thank you, Lizzo, for that, for the TikTok meme song, right? I'm not going to sing it here, guys. You know that meme. In a minute, I need a little guy or girl to shake me up or something. What the heck does that go? I can't remember how it goes. But every girl out there posted like their TikTok memes of them dancing to it. Anyway, lead actress in a limited series or movie. Okay. Amanda Seyfried for The Dropout. Okay. Supporting actress in a limited series or movie, Jennifer Coolidge for White Lotus. Jennifer Coolidge, cool. Stifler's mother, yeah. Alexandra Daddario was in White Lotus. Oh, a lot of people nominated for White Lotus. Is that kosher? Should they be doing that? Variety Talk series. I don't care about that. Last week with John Oliver. Apparently he made some jokes about the Queen that got cut. And we'll talk about that in a few moments too. Yeah. Variety sketch series. Saturday Night Live actually won. I thought people were not liking Saturday Night Live. But you only got two nominations, so I guess why even bother having that category? Anyway, supporting actor in a comedy series, Brett Goldstein, Ted Lasso. Best supporting actress in a comedy series, Cheryl Lee Ralph for Abbott Elementary. Supporting actress in a drama series, Julia Garner for Ozark. Okay, yeah, and she's going to be playing, well, she's in talks. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but she's going to be probably playing the Madonna part in the biopic. White Lotus is a very well done satire, but you pretty much hate every character, A. Weaver says. And that's what I heard. That's why I didn't want to watch Succession, because it's about a bunch of ugly people fighting each other over money and rights to houses and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, that doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't. Anyway, White Lotus is rich people tragically flawed because they're rich in Hawaii. Oh, it takes place in Hawaii. Okay. Well, at least the scenery should be interesting. Supporting actor in a drama series goes to Matthew McFadden for Succession. Okay. Supporting actor in a limited series, Murray Bartlett for White Lotus. More White Lotus. Lead actor in a limited series for or movie, Michael Keaton for Dope Sick, and we'll talk about Michael Keaton's here in just a few moments. Oh, then that's it. So I see a lot of White Lotus, Ted Lasso, Succession. Yeah. Now Succession, they are somehow horrible but likable. Are they? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, those are the winners. But let's continue on talking a little bit about it, because Michael Keaton is he won. And then he was talking about it, I think afterwards, about the Batgirl movie. So we'll talk about his quote here, because yeah, the Batgirl thing was kind of a big thing. And he won an award. So he said he had fun making Batgirl. He was shocked and saddened by the cancellation. He says, I feel blessed to have worked among absolute greats and forged relationships for a lifetime in the process. And that's cool. Working with Leslie Grace, he says. That's cool, because it sounds like Michael Keaton's just like a cool guy to be around. And the Batgirl thing, it's kind of a bummer. He said something about it being it being a business decision in one of these quotes. I thought I had highlighted it. But yeah, he just reiterated that it sounded very much like a business decision for them to shove it. Yeah, right here when he was talking with Variety at the Emmys. I think it was a business decision. I'm going to assume it was a good one. He added, I really don't know about the tax write-off kind of thing. That's kind of a bummer. And then even Brendan Fraser, who was going to be the bad guy, Firefly, said it was kind of a disappointing thing. Because, people come together, they work on it. These are the two directors from Batgirl. Let's take a look at what Brendan Fraser said, because he's getting a lot of praise for The Whale right now at TIFF and at Venice. So we'll have to see what he said here. He says, it's disappointing. The fans really wanted to see this film made. I was there. Leslie Grace is a dynamo. She just goes for it. She looks great in the outfit. The movie itself was shot and conceived for a smaller screen. In this age, it would have come out now between streaming service versus a theatrical release. Yeah, it was going to be straight streaming, though. It wound up being the canary in the coal mine. So what did we learn from this? Work with trusted filmmakers like Darren Aronofsky. So is that a slight against these two directors? Some people will spin it like that he's putting the two directors of Batgirl down, and he's saying work with Darren Aronofsky for The Whale, and you'll get awards. But you know what? At least he recognizes that people wanted to see it, and he does give praise to Leslie Grace for Batgirl. But that's kind of like a small digression on the Emmys. Like that came out during the Emmys, but because of Michael Keaton's speech, quotes afterwards, right? And apparently Donald Trump and King Charles III, for some reason, were the target of political jokes. And is this really the time to be joking about, the monarchy? I mean, some people... come on. Trump, yeah, he's been a prime target, but really right now, the Queen just died and you're making fun? I don't know about that. Apparently it was Brian Cox who did that from Succession. He came up and said something, evidently a little more voting involved in our winning than Prince Charles. So he took a shot at it. Keep it royalist. I'm not saying we're more legitimate in our position than he is. We'll leave that to other people. So yeah, I don't know why he's taking a shot, Brian Cox, at the royalty there. I just felt like it's still fresh. Give it some time to breathe, guys. Give it some time to breathe. Yeah. So we talked about the Batgirl, Michael Keaton stuff. Some live comments here. A. Weaver says, the only reason I watched White Lotus was because I wanted to see how they all got those nominations. Well, yeah, hey, and if that's your bag, no problem with that. For me, once Andor starts up here, we're going to be doing full live watch-alongs 4 times a week with House of Dragon on Mondays, Andor on Wednesdays, She-Hulk on Thursdays, Rings of Power on Fridays, and then I may start trying to do Chucky on Saturdays because somebody brought that up the other day too. And then something Pomo says in the live chat, are you going to see The Woman King? Is that the big release that's coming out soon? The Woman King, which I hear brutal things about. The Woman King with Viola Davis. Let's take a look. September 15th. So yeah, it's coming out this Thursday. It's going to be in the AVX Theater. The Woman King, it's only got 3.5 on IMDb, but 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. People are review bombing it, aren't they? And is it because it's about female warriors in Africa? I hope not. I hope this doesn't go down that route. I don't want to hear that kind of nonsense and tripe. Viola Davis looks badass in this. The rest of the girls, apparently, the workout regimes that these women were going on to get into this kind of a shape was rigorous, and it looks like it pays off on the big screen. The Woman King, I'll be looking forward to. Let me just pull up the IMDb here. Comes out this Thursday, right? Yeah, well, I'll be checking this one out for sure. And Don't Worry Darling. Don't Worry Darling is coming out next weekend here, I think. It's September 23rd. But yeah, The Woman King. I'll be checking it out, Pomo, for sure. Because I hear good things. I hear she gives a powerful performance, for sure. Be checking that out. All right, keeping with a little bit of the royalty theme there that we were talking about, I guess theaters in the UK are going to be closing next Monday, right? UK cinemas to close or screen Queen Elizabeth II's funeral for free. So that I hope they do that in Canada too. I hope they don't close down the theater, but I hope they reserve some. If they have a screening of the proceedings, I'll go to the theater to watch it and pay my respects. And I won't be making jokes, but that's what I mean at the Emmys. It's still a little too early to be making jokes about somebody's death, right? But yeah, in the UK, cinema chains will remain closed on Monday, September 19th, as a mark of respect for Queen Elizabeth II, whose funeral will be on that day. And I'll be paying my respects. I'll have a moment of silence for sure, because we are part of the Commonwealth, and I do respect it. So, okay. And we heard over the weekend too that apparently all sports events were canceled or postponed out of respect too in the UK. So, and I think it's warranted. And I think that's a sign of respect, and that's justified. Not making fun of them. But anyway, let's not talk about that anymore. Let's get back to some movie news here. And Spielberg. Yesterday we took a look at the trailer for The Fabelmans, which I thought looked pretty good because it had Paul Dano and Michelle Williams as the parents of a young kid who falls in love with film. And it's supposed to be semi-autobiographical about Spielberg's life and his love for film. And he directs this film. It flew under the radar for me. I didn't know that it was coming out. November 23rd, The Fabelmans. We looked at the trailer yesterday. Guys, it's a good trailer. I liked the whimsy of it. It was very Spielbergian, but the topic also came up. Spielberg says he has no plans for retirement anytime soon. So he's still got more in him. He still wants to make more, and that's cool. That's good. Because, some people say that he's the GOAT, but I would say that he's still in the top 5 directors probably of all time. Yeah. Maybe top 10. Maybe maybe there are a few ones out there that are have a better track record. But, he's made so many movies, not everyone is going to be a hit for everybody. Looking at you, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But anyway, apparently he's got a quote here. Let's take a look at this quote saying that he's got no plans to retire. From Toronto Film Festival last week. He premiered The Fabelmans, and in an interview with Rolling Stone, Spielberg assured his fans he didn't see retirement on the horizon quite yet, and shared his inspiration for making of The Fabelmans. Quote, "This movie is not because I'm going to retire, and this is my swan song. Don't believe any of that." Co-writer Tony and I started talking about this possibility when we were making Lincoln together. Okay, Tony kind of performed the function of a therapist, and I was the patient. And we talked about this for a long time. Tony fed me and helped me through this, but when that C word pandemic hit, we all had a lot of time, and we all had a lot of fear. I don't think anybody knew in March or April 2020 what was going to be the state of the art and the state of life even a year from then. And I think in that sense, I felt as things got worse and worse, I felt that my adolescence is the thing that I really need to resolve and unpack. So it's kind of like a therapy session for him. Close quote from Spielberg there. So that's cool. That's very insightful. Apparently he always wanted Michelle Williams to play his mother. Yeah. Never retire, Stephen. Come on, he's top 5 easily. Well, I'd have to put together who would be in the... I don't know who my top 5 are, but like... Maybe we'd have to look at IMDb's top 5 of all time, because there'll be older directors in there as well, the ones that passed a long time ago, like the Hitchcocks and stuff like that. That wouldn't be in my top 5. Kubrick would maybe be in my top 5. No, he'd be, I don't know. It's so hard to think about. But yeah, Spielberg would definitely be in talks, if not in the top 5. For sure. For sure. Anyway. Yeah, so they talk about this kind of stuff. The Fablemans, it was a good trailer. Michelle Williams looked solid in it. Paul Dano, the Riddler, plays the father of the son who falls in love with film. And Spielberg, no plans to retire just yet. Holy crap, it's 1:10 already. Sorry, it's been a long show. It's been a big show. When I first started off the show today looking for show notes and such, I was struggling. I was really struggling. I was going to try to maybe beef up the D23. Our Glass Viking says Ridley Scott, Oliver Stone would be in the mix there too. Oliver Stone, maybe. Ridley Scott, once again, has that up and down. Well, he's a little bit like Spielberg in that faction, perhaps. But anyway, let's continue on. Fletch. Were you guys fan of Chevy Chase and Fletch? Fletch Lives. Apparently there's going to be a new Fletch movie. I didn't know this. With John Hamm. Confess Fletch. September 16th. It's out in 3 days, guys. Unbelievable. And we're just learning about this now. We're just learning that there's a trailer for it. Wow. A. Pomo says West Side Story directed by Spielberg was garbage. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, let's take a look at this Fletch. What's the synopsis? After becoming the prime suspect in multiple murders, Fletch strives to prove his innocence while simultaneously searching for his fiance's stolen art collection. So yeah, he was kind of like a Clouseau type character, right? A bumbling detective. But John Hamm's taking over the role. So who else is in this? Marsha Gay Harden. Haven't seen her in a hot minute. That's cool. She's always cool. Kyle MacLachlan. She was in The Mist, guys. As the preacher that kind of turned everybody against each other. But she's always cool. Any other big names that jump out at me here, James? No. So when does this come out? September 16th in theaters and limited release, I think, online. I think it's limited release online, right? John Hamm succeeds in bringing a new Fletch to a new generation. So an early review says that it's good. All right. Let's just see at the bottom of this page if it gives me a release date. Confess Fletch is a Miramax production. It will have a VOD and theatrical release September 16th, followed by an October 28th premiere on Showtime. So it'll be on normal TV in October, but Confess Fletch, looking at it here, let's take a look at some of the snapshots of this trailer that I accidentally hit play for.
I need you for a story.
Okay, so he's on a boat. Looks like he's enjoying some kind of retirement.
Hi, Frank.
Where are you right now?
Oops. Of course, we don't have subtitles for this. But it looks like he's going to take on another case of some kind. Yeah.
But I was an investigative reporter. It's an occupation that's been cheapened by the digital age, like president.
Resident? Is that a joke about a TV show or something? But John Hamm, a lot of people like John Hamm. And he can do comedy.
Someone matching your description was seen with the victim. Come back with me to police headquarters.
I get it. You want my help? Okay.
Hey guys, this is
They want your help, but they want you as a suspect.
we can call in a coffee order. I'd kill for a macchiato. Not literally.
Okay, so that's the kind of humor that you're going to get in this. Confess Fletch. Very interesting casting. And then, of course, he thinks he's going to be helping them, but they're actually going to be interrogating.
Shady character, Mr. Fletcher.
But I am adorable.
If you did kill that girl, do the right thing and give me an exclusive.
If you did kill that girl. So it looks like we go on a quest here to look for some missing art.
Why did you lie to me?
You're becoming paranoid. Maybe you should get a...
Little physical comedy in there. And that's very Fletch, right? I barely remember Fletch. with Chevy Chase.
Almost.
But yeah. So, we just saw the trailer for Glass Onion, where it that had a little bit of comedy to it, but it looks like this will go full comedy with the whodunit kind of thing. And there's Paul Atreides himself from Dune, right? Kyle MacLachlan. That's Marcia Gay Harden.
This stupid idiot.
And that's right. He puts on disguises too, right? That was something that he did.
Idiot moron has something to do with this.
You want me on the outside so I can solve this thing.
Yeah. Okay. John Hamm. Fletch. Confess.
Wait, more.
Fletch.
Cops or reporters?
It's cops.
Yeah, see it in theaters September 16th. How did, marketing guys, Miramax, step it up. We should have known about this a while ago. I had never heard about it 3 days before its release. Let's take a look at some of the comments. It's good to see John Hamm and John Slattery working together again. They had so much chemistry on Mad Men. Oh yeah, the guy in the bar there. The guy in the bar. He was the one that was with Christina Hendricks, right? In that, I never watched Mad Men. I watched some highlights, but people appreciate that pairing. Chase was wonderful as Fletch, and to see Hamm continuing the tread is nothing less than spectacular. Hamm will do this role justice, and I am excited to see the end result. Well, good. Yeah, so this was 2 weeks ago. Wow. That didn't pop up in my feed. Something's been going on with One Media, and I think Joe Blow trailers sold to Rotten Tomato trailers, and they just haven't been posting it. These kinds of things. But yeah, Confess Fletch, guys. What do you think about this? Are you going to check it out? It looks interesting. John Hamm. I'll be checking that out. Some live comments here. Chevy Chase is Bond to get a cameo, or at least deserves one, in Fletch. It didn't say anything, but if it's a cameo, then they might want to keep that secret. A. Weaver says, a West Side Story was a mistake. Why remake a classic like remaking Jaws or something? Bad idea. And I think that's maybe why it didn't do so well at the box office. Well, because it cost like $110 million to make, plus marketing, and it only made I think $70 million back or something like that. It was kind of outrageous. Anyway, it was a passion project of his. He wanted to make it for a long time. He made that movie instead of Indiana Jones 5, but I hear good things about Indiana Jones 5 anyway. One final story before we hit the Twitterverse here. Because we do watch House of the Dragon, and if you only watched the first episode, okay, this is not a spoiler. Apparently, the king here is suffering from some disease. Because in the first episode, you see that he's got a lesion on his back, and for the last 3 episodes, it's like, what's going on with that? Are we going to learn anything more? And apparently, we are. From Paddy Considine plays the King Viserys. And we heard in the first one that he pricked his arm or something like that on the Iron Throne. He's losing fingers or something like that. But apparently we got an answer now. He's actually suffering from a form of leprosy. His body is deteriorating. His bones are deteriorating. So that's why he's drinking so much too, probably, right? He's still a young man in there. He's just unfortunately got this thing that's taken over his body. And so, yeah, people have been asking about that. I just wanted to bring that to the attention of people who are following our series. So we know now, from now on, it's a form of leprosy that the king has. Okay. So, yeah, his days are numbered anyway. Hey, it's Game of Thrones, so every character has probably got their days numbered in that. And Paddy's been doing a great job. He has. So we'll be looking about that. Yeah, the leprosy, you lose limbs and stuff like that. So that's why he's been losing fingers. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it for today on this big, huge, monstrous show. We will take a look at the old Twitterverse here. A. Weaver, they hyped a lot of projects during the Emmys, commercials, breaks, and such, but no Fletch. Must be a studio thing. It must be Paramount, Miramax, right? It's weird marketing. Like, why did they not show that? I was about to say leprosy with the finger loss, Hourglass says. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we missed any big trending headlines. Don't worry, darling. September 23rd. There you go, Pomo. September 23rd. We'll be looking forward to that. Even despite all the drama. Still looking forward to seeing it. Because you hear that Florence Pugh does turn in a good performance. Jovan Adepo in Babylon. Oh yeah, we saw this guy in the trailer. In Babylon. Looks like he's on some kind of a backlot there. Studio backlot. Okay, so there's a lot of screenshots from Babylon. Yeah, that'll be the talk of the town for today, right? Diego Calva. Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to be like a producer or a friend of Brad Pitt. Maybe his manager? But you see that he's like shocked at his Brad Pitt's drunkenness there. I'll have to see how that pans out. Yeah, that'll be the talk of the town. And of course, School of Good and Evil dropped. Rings of Power. John Boyega. Oh yeah, she was in Squid Game too, right? Ho Yeon. Jean-Luc Godard has passed away at the age of 91. French filmmaker, 91 years old. Yeah, I saw that too. I'm not familiar with French cinema. So, happy birthday, Lily Reinhardt. Don't know who that is. Third film in Ty West's X trilogy. Yeah, we talked about that. Mia Goth. Looking forward to Pearl for sure. Zendaya, Andrew Garfield, and Ariana DeBose. Okay, well, that's a cool picture. And they just worked together on Spider-Man No Way Home, so that's cool. He saved her. He got his moment of redemption. Andrew Garfield and Jeremy Strong. Succession. Jason Sudeikis. Ted Lasso. White Lotus. So this is White Lotus. Okay. Squid Game. And it's mostly coverage of this, of the Emmys, because I thought it was on Sunday, but I guess it was last night. Zendaya for her performance in Euphoria. Yeah, I hear good things. I need to watch it, but I also hear that it's kind of a bummer series to watch too, because it's about drug addicts, right? Squid Game. So yeah, it's mostly just Emmy stuff. I don't think there's going to be any big movie news things that have slipped through my fingers. Doesn't look like it. White Lotus. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's on HBO Max. So if it's here's the thing, guys. In Canada, if it's on, because HBO Max is U.S. only, but we get it here on Crave. So if it's on Crave, then I can watch it. I'll have to take a look. Because Crave buys some things, not all things from HBO Max. It's strange because of the rights issues. Is this Lizzo? No. Cheryl Lee Ralph. Okay. Gina Davis wins an award. Okay, cool. This is Lizzo. Watch out for the big girl. I don't know what that was. Is it like big girl fashion? Is that what it's about? I don't know anything about that. Amanda Seyfried. Okay, so it's basically all Emmy stuff. No big things. Movie wise. All right. We'll have to pay attention for tomorrow. We've been going long today anyway, guys. 124, it's like an hour and 24 minutes show. I apologize for that. We went through some of the topics rather quickly anyway. Okay, so that's it for today. Join us in a few moments for the post show on Facebook Live. If not, join us tomorrow for more movie news. And yeah, have a nice day. Thank you for sticking with me.